let's go ahead and get started. Greetings, everyone. I'm Parney Parnell, the Chief Operating Officer of your Richmond Flying Squirrels. 7 years ago when we came here, we vowed that we would be responsible for making a lot of impact in the community, and we're very happy to be here today to once again show how partnerships work, relationships work, and very much appreciate all of you being here, especially our friends from Blackwell Elementary School. Give yourselves a round of applause. And 7 years ago when we showed up, I came here because of one man. Chuck Domino called me, asked me to come here and work in Richmond. Sight unseen, I trusted Chuck's judgment, which I've done a lot of times. Sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't. But that's a whole nother story. But this has been an amazing experience because of Chuck. And Chuck is really the person that has thought up Flying Squirrels Charities and worked with Megan, who's here, Megan Ungstadt, our Director of Community Relations. So I want to bring Chuck up to kick this off and kind of give a little bit of background of Flying Squirrels Charities, past projects. So please join me in welcoming Chuck Domino.
Thank you, Parney. Happy 50th birthday, by the way, to Parney. I've known him for 25 years. There's a lot of people that lost a bet on the fact that he's 50 today.
I made it!
When we arrived here in September of 2009, we promised the mayor and city council and all our great fans that we would put a first-class product on the field. And I think everybody would agree that we've accomplished that since our inception. We also promised that we would give back to the community. And about a year after our existence here, we started Flying Squirrels Charities, an official 501c3. We raise money for the 501c3 through various means of fundraising at the ballpark, our annual banquet, a golf tournament we do with the RIR, and other various means. And we've been very well supported by this community in giving. And so really what we are is a conduit for other people's giving that we can channel in the proper way and give back to the community. And we wanted to give back to the community, to the kids most in the inner city. That was our primary focus. And to do that, we focused on baseball fields. It only makes sense that the professional baseball team should be improving baseball fields so more kids can play baseball and play it in a safe environment. Our first thing we did was we called it Operation Renovation. We did a Smooch a Pig campaign 2 years ago. We raised over $35,000, and we were able to use that money to build dugouts at Westover Field and at Hotchkiss Field. Great looking dugouts in those fields. We met with the Parks Department. We met with Barry Russell and his people to identify what the baseball players in the inner city in Richmond really wanted. And he mentioned the first thing, if we can afford to do it, is dugouts. Because when the kids go to other fields in the suburbs, they say, wow, look at those dugouts. He says, so it would really make the kids feel good if we focus on the dugouts first. So that's what we did first. After that, I was approached by Mike Van Sickle of Bart Mello, who really wanted to get involved and looked at bigger projects. And through Mike, who I'm going to bring up here in a minute, and I don't want to steal his thunder, he's going to introduce a lot of other people who have helped along the way. But Mike has inspired us to look at larger projects. Today we are announcing this larger project, and Mike will get more specific on exactly what we're going to do here at Blackwell. From here we're going to move on to Belmead. We have very specific things we want to do at Belmead, and we have a whole list of about 10 other fields in the city that we're going to continue working our way through for as long as we can and as long as we keep getting support for Flying Squirrels Charities. So at this time, I want to bring up Mike Van Sickle.
Thank you, Chuck. As Chuck mentioned, my name is Mike Van Sickle. I'm a director with Bart Mallow, and I'm here today on behalf of the Bart Mallow Foundation. I'd like to thank the Flying Squirrels and Flying Squirrels Charities for allowing us to be involved in this effort. This groundbreaking is really the start or a milestone in a conversation that started about a year and a half ago with Chuck Parney and Dennis Bickmeyer. Our foundation was looking for ways that we could get more involved, not only in the restoration and rebuilding of these baseball fields, but also in promoting workforce development and training in our high schools. It's a real necessity in our industry to get kids and make them aware of the opportunities that exist. So what we decided we needed to do was hold an event. So last October, we held the first RVA Field of Dreams Festival. And despite Hurricane Joaquin's best effort to blow us out of, well, it did blow us out of the diamond, but it didn't blow us out of the second venue, and it was really a tremendous success. And that was due entirely to the support of the Flying Squirrels charities, RIR Cares, and probably most importantly, our sponsors. In your press packets, there was over 53 sponsors that, despite the weather, came out to support us both monetarily and with time and material. Three sponsors I'd really like to mention here today in particular were Cleveland Cement, Branscombe Incorporated, and SB Cox. They were Grand Slam sponsors and continue to support this effort with material and time. So, and just real quickly, August 12th of this year, we'll be having the second annual Field of Dreams Festival at the Diamond. We're trying to sell the Diamond out. The Squirrels have agreed to give a portion of the ticket proceeds from that night to this cause. And then many of our sponsors have also agreed to come back and help us. Actually, we've had more interest this year. So we're really looking forward to the event on August 12th at the Diamond. So real quickly, what you're going to see here, starting next week, we're going to, behind you at the Blackwell field, we're going to come in, we're going to remove the concrete benches, the concrete paths behind the dugout. We're going to regrade that area so the kids aren't standing in water during games. And then we're going to come back a couple days later. We're going to pour new concrete pads, erect new dugouts, put in new bench seating, and then eventually screens. From here, a couple weeks later, we'll move over to Belmead and we'll repeat the process there. One of the other things that I'm really proud of is working with RIR Cares. They've donated material from the bleacher section of the track that was demoed a year and a half ago to Henrico County and their CTE program. And the kids in that program are going to be making picnic tables and benches, which they're donating to these fields for the fans and parents while they're watching the games. Lastly, we'll come back in September, October, when the weather's a little more conducive for growing grass. We'll remove the infields, the outfields. We'll put back new infield material, topsoil, and seed the fields. I think we can all agree that our youth is worth investing in. You know, we at the Barton Malow Foundation feel a big part of that is giving them the tools and probably more importantly the facilities to be successful and to let these kids know that, you know, they're valued not only by their communities but by the companies and the leadership in those communities. So thanks for a few minutes of time, and I'll let Dennis come up and talk a little bit.
Yeah, big.
Thank you, Mike. And first of all, thank you to Barton Malow and the Richmond Flying Squirrels for the partnership. You know, it's a great example of when good people come together with good strategies and a solid commitment to make something happen, great things can happen. And over the course of the next couple of weeks, you're going to see some really great things happen here at this field and a couple other fields. This is also an example today of two local sports franchises getting together and partnering with a local business leader to make a difference in our community. And as Chuck mentioned earlier, you know, it's not just the fact that we play games here or we race here. We live here, we work in this community, we're proud of this community, we want to see this community thrive. And it's going to thrive, again, it goes back to commitment from the individuals who can make some things happen within this community. As Chuck talked about Flying Squirrels Charities, I want to just touch briefly on RIR Cares. We're part of the NASCAR Foundation. Like the Squirrels, we spend all year raising funds through a variety of projects to build that fund up. And at the end of the year, we donate that money back to a number of nonprofits throughout the region. I'm proud to say that in 2015, we supported 7 different charities through RIR Cares. That was a record for us. We're on our path to fundraising again in 2016. We hope we can take that to another level. But the other part of this too is going back to how much we care about our community. We have a staff of 34 people that work at RIR to do over 200 events a year out there. Those 34 people also volunteered more than 700 hours in 2015 to a variety of initiatives, events here throughout the greater Richmond area. Again, something that we're extremely proud of. I will tell you, I'm a former baseball employee, having worked a few years in Southern California for what is now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It was the California Angels when I started, the Anaheim Angels when I left, and now they're on to their third name. But we did a very similar program out there with some of our players to renovate some fields. I will tell you, we could see the difference that it made in the community and for the kids who got to go out and participate on these fields. Just the pride that they had when they showed up to participate and play their games when they saw a renovated field. It'll go a long way for these young people as they participate in sports and athletics. So it really doesn't matter if you're playing baseball or driving a race car or whatever it is. For us, it goes back to our community and seeing kids have an opportunity to excel in anything that they can put their minds to. So thank you for this opportunity. Again, thank you, Barton Mallow and the Flying Squirrels, and for all of us making a difference today. Thank you.
Bick mentioned the staff at RIR. I also want to mention our staff from the Flying Squirrels here. If you're a full-time member of the Flying Squirrels family, just please raise your hand real quickly. Appreciate the effort that they do. It's because of them that we have the impact we do all across the region. And also, Lou DeBella, our managing partner, is not here today, but Lou and the other owners give us the freedom to do things like this and urge us to make an impact in the community. So we appreciate Lou and the ownership group as well. We also appreciate our friends at the park, the Richmond Parks and Rec Department. We've established a great friendship with all of them. We have many laughs together, don't we? And we also are really excited about making the impact in these fields. And to speak on behalf of the Parks and Rec Department is Deputy Director of the Parks, Barry Russell. Barry?
Well, thank you for coming out today. I was asked to just talk a little bit about the importance of this endeavor and this partnership. And I've got to tell you, these guys have been fantastic to work for. And we've had great discussions, and to the level that they are working with us is just unprecedented in my career. But the reason this is so important is that throughout this whole country, baseball is on the decline in some areas. Most of the communities are in decline. Our community is on the rise. Last year we increased by 5 teams, and one of the reasons we're doing these projects now is that these teams need home fields. And so good reason why the Flying Squirrels and Mike jumped on board was to help provide these home fields so that we can bring baseball back to Blackwell and we can bring baseball to Belmead. But it took a lot of forethought on how do we increase our numbers of teams and get these kids opportunities to come out. And it's the foresight of one of my colleagues, the other deputy director in Parks and Rec, Deborah Morton, and her crew, is that we decided last year that we weren't going to no longer charge for these teams, these kids to come in and play. And I thought that was a big first important step in the whole process. As you see, it brought out 5 complete teams, and we're expecting more to come forward. So it was a great move with Ray and Tariq, Kimberly, Glennis, who's the rec center the rec center supervisor for Blackwell, Victor. Her staff have really stepped up to the plate and really given us great opportunities to provide more opportunities for the youth in this community. And we're here today because we also, another staff member I have to mention is Tamara Jenkins, who is our sort of PIO, and she keeps us all straight and makes sure that these things go off without a hitch. And but from a recreation side of the house, this is fantastic. And I really like to thank everybody for coming out and you guys for making this such an important day for us. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry. I think I just saw the President of City Council, Michelle Mosby. All right. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Thanks for being here today with us. This time, I have the privilege of introducing the mayor of the city of Richmond to come up and say a few words. We're very, very happy that you're here. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Dwight Jones. Mayor.
Well, thank you, Parney, and happy birthday to Parney. He made 50 years old, and we're happy that he was able to make it that far. To Chuck and Mike and Dennis and to everybody who's here, this is a wonderful day for our city, And a lot of people have spoken about the importance of baseball as a sport, and that is very true, because we want our young people to not only survive, but we want them to thrive, and we want them to have all of the accoutrements that other neighborhoods and other communities have. And it's important for them to have not second-class facilities, but to have first-class facilities, which indicates that we are investing in them, that we care about them. But I wanted to speak from the standpoint of cooperation with entities that are not the government to make things happen like this. And it's important for us to recognize the government cannot do it all. And so I really want to give a shout out to the Squirrels and to Barton Marlowe and RR Cares for being a part of such a meaningful project such as this. So let's give them all a round of applause. And I get to see a lot of things in the city. Yesterday, we did a project where there were no city dollars invested. This is another project where no city dollars are invested. And what a difference it makes when everybody is not just coming with their hand out saying, write a check, we need something, but rather coming and saying, listen, what can we do to help? The second thing I want to say is that it's important that it's happening here in Blackwell. Many of you who may not have a history here will not remember that 15 or 18 years ago, Blackwell had the highest crime rate, the highest rate of homicides in the city. But we've been working over these years to change the housing patterns and to change the investment that we make in the schools and in our young people. And that dynamic and that statistic has changed, and now Hall Street is coming back, and we are extremely proud of all of the good things that are happening here with businesses moving to Hall Street, with Barton Mallow having their actual office on Hall Street. And so it means that this neighborhood is on the increase. It is becoming a great neighborhood where people want to be, where people want to live. And I would go so far as to say that this is the next frontier. We hear about some cool neighborhoods on that other side of the river, but on this side of the river there is another cool neighborhood, and it's Manchester, which includes Blackwell. And today is a day that kind of emphasizes the fact that investments are being made for these beautiful children, because that's what it's about, these beautiful children. And we're doing this for you, and you may not remember this day, but you'll remember the pizza that I saw being delivered. And you'll remember that this was the day that the baseball field was announced that it was going to be improved, and you can come out here and learn some skills about organization, about sportsmanship, about how you can be anything you want to be. And it's all about you. And so we thank the school system and the Blackwell School, the teachers that are here today. I know this is a rough week because this is the end of school. Everybody's a little antsy, waiting for the school to be out. But the students are very well behaved, and we're so happy to let them know that this is for them. So thank you all for your interest and for your contribution to make this day possible. This is a wonderful day for our city. Thank you so much.
The pizza was, I think somebody told me Chuck Domino made the pizza, right? It's from Domino's. Thank you, Mayor. And we're going to get ready to do something very special here in a second, but I want to finish up by saying, we say it all the time with the Richmond Flying Squirrels, we're not in the baseball business, we're not in the entertainment business, we're in the memory-making business. And I just had, as the mayor was speaking, wouldn't it be awesome someday if one of these kids from Blackwell that plays on this field that we're going to renovate steps up to the plate for the Richmond Flying Squirrels? Wouldn't that be really, really, really neat? So that's our dream. So at this time, we're going to actually ask our 8 students from Blackwell Elementary to be brought up to the stage. And then, Mike, if you can get the group together, we're going to have the students actually put the hard hats on and actually participate in the groundbreaking ceremony with the mayor and Council President Mosby. And this will be a memory that these kids will have forever. Yeah, Nutsy, come on in, Nutsy. You're a big deal.
Yeah, there you go. Put it on you. Here you go. Sorry.
No.
Is it tight? I don't know if they put the shovel.
right, guys, grab a shovel. It is. Grab a shovel. Mr. John's gonna put a wheelbarrow over here.
Anybody else?
Mr. John's got a wheelbarrow. Get on there. We're gonna shovel a scoop into this wheelbarrow.
You need one?
Wait till Mr. Party says go. And then you get a shovel and throw it in that wheelbarrow.
Okay, you guys ready for Blackwell Elementary?
Alright.
Gonna get the rocks in your shovel.
Get them in there.
Alright, one, two, three, go!
Alright.
Yeah! Good job.
This one, we'll get the rest. I'm hiring this guy right here. He's got a job.
Look at him.
Hey, what do I need you for, Lee?
All right, guys. Everyone, thank you very much for being here. Media, everybody's available for one-on-ones right now. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have fun, go nuts. Squirrels play at 6:35 at Chapman.